Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the annals of time to uncover the secrets of our shared human experience. Today, we find ourselves at the threshold of one of the most pivotal battles in ancient history, the Battle of Issus. This epic clash of empires took place on a fateful day in November 333 BCE, near the town of Issus, situated in the fertile valley of the Pinaris River, in what is now modern-day Turkey. As we delve into the origins of this momentous event, let us first set our gaze upon the vast expanse of the ancient world. The 4th century BCE was a time of great upheaval and transformation, with mighty empires rising and falling like the tides of the Aegean Sea. It was an era marked by the ascendance of Persian power under the Achaemenid dynasty, which stretched from the Indus River in the east to the shores of the Mediterranean in the west. The Persian Empire, under the rule of Darius III, had long been the dominant power in the region, with its mighty armies, impressive administrative systems, and extensive network of roads, including the famous royal road that connected Susa to Sardis. In this era, the city of Persepolis, with its stunning palace complex, stood as a testament to the wealth and grandeur of the Persian Empire. The empire's vast territories were divided into satrapies, each governed by a satrap who was responsible for collecting taxes, maintaining order, and upholding the king's authority. One such satrapy was Hellespontine Phrygia, which played a crucial role in the events leading up to the Battle of Issus. The stage was set for a confrontation between the Persian Empire and the rising power of Macedon, led by Alexander III, commonly known as Alexander the Great. Alexander's ambitions were not limited to Greece. He sought to conquer the entire Persian Empire and create a vast, unified state. His father, Philip II, had laid the groundwork for this campaign by conquering much of Greece and creating a powerful army. In 334 BCE, Alexander crossed the Hellespont with an army of over 40,000 soldiers and began his march into Asia Minor. The Persians, under the command of satrap Memnon of Rhodes, attempted to resist the Macedonian advance, but were ultimately defeated at the Battle of Granicus in May 334 BCE. This victory opened up the door to Asia Minor for Alexander, and he proceeded to conquer the region, securing key cities such as Sardis and Ephesus. As Alexander's army marched deeper into Persian territory, Darius III began to assemble a massive force to confront the Macedonians. The two armies eventually clashed near the town of Issus, in southern Anatolia, on a fateful day in November 333 BCE. The battle would be a decisive turning point in the history of the ancient world, marking the beginning of the end of Persian dominance and the rise of Alexander's empire. The events that led to this momentous clash were shaped by the complex web of alliances, rivalries, and interests that characterized the ancient world. The Greek city-states, for example, had long been influenced by Persian power, with some cities paying tribute to the Persian Empire while others maintained their independence. The Ionian Revolt, which took place from 499 to 494 BCE, was a notable example of the tensions between the Greeks and the Persians. The events that were about to unfold would shape the destiny of civilizations for centuries to come, leaving an indelible mark on the fabric of human history. Join me as we proceed to the next chapter in our story, where the drama of the Battle of Issus reaches its climax, and the fate of empires hangs in the balance. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we delve into the pivotal moment when the fate of empires hung in the balance, the climax of the Battle of Issus. It was November 333 BCE, and the stage was set for a confrontation that would decide the course of history. The armies of Alexander the Great and Darius III faced each other near the town of Issus, situated in the fertile valley of the Pinaris River, in what is now modern-day Turkey. As we explore this momentous event, let us first consider the terrain on which the battle was fought. The plain of Issus, nestled between the Amanus Mountains and the sea, formed a natural amphitheater with the Pinarus River flowing through it. This terrain would play a crucial role in the unfolding drama, as the armies clashed in a frenzy of steel and blood. The Persian army, under the command of Darius III, was a formidable force, comprising tens of thousands of soldiers from all corners of the empire. The army included infantry, cavalry, and archers, with the famous immortals, an elite corps of 10,000 warriors, forming the backbone of the Persian forces. However, despite their numerical superiority, the Persians were hampered by the narrow terrain, which limited their ability to deploy their full strength. In contrast, Alexander's army was a finely tuned machine, with a corps of experienced Macedonian soldiers, supported by contingents from Greece and other parts of his empire. The Macedonians were organized into phalanxes, dense formations of long-speared infantry, that presented a wall of steel to the enemy. Alexander's cavalry, comprising the famous companion cavalry, was equally formidable, with its disciplined charges and maneuverability. As the battle commenced, the Persians attempted to outflank the Macedonians, but Alexander's army held firm. The Macedonian phalanxes presented an impenetrable wall of spears, while the companion cavalry charged and countercharged, shattering the Persian lines. Meanwhile, the Pinarus River, which flowed through the battlefield, played a crucial role in the battle, as the muddy waters hindered the movement of both armies. One of the most significant moments of the battle came when Alexander himself led a charge against the Persian center, targeting Darius III's position. The Persian king, realizing his army was on the brink of collapse, turned and fled, leaving his soldiers to fend for themselves. This act of cowardice sealed the fate of the Persian army, as their morale collapsed and they began to retreat in disarray. As the dust settled, the battlefield lay strewn with the bodies of the dead and wounded. The Persians had suffered a crushing defeat, with estimates suggesting that over 10,000 of their soldiers had fallen. Alexander's army, on the other hand, had emerged victorious, although not without significant losses. The victory marked a decisive turning point in the history of the ancient world, as the Persian Empire began its slow decline, and Alexander's empire rose to dominance. The aftermath of the battle saw Alexander's army march triumphantly into Syria and Phoenicia, capturing key cities such as Tyre and Gaza. Darius III, meanwhile, fled to Babylon, where he would eventually be killed by one of his own satraps. The Battle of Issus had marked the beginning of a new era, one in which Alexander's empire would stretch from Greece to India, leaving an indelible mark on the fabric of human history. As we pause to reflect on this momentous event, let us consider the broader implications of the Battle of Issus. It marked not only the rise of Alexander's empire, but also the decline of Persian power, and the beginning of a new era of cultural exchange and transmission. The battle had far-reaching consequences, shaping the course of history for centuries to come. Join me as we proceed to explore the next phase of this epic journey, where the drama of Alexander's campaign reaches its climax, and the fate of empires hangs in the balance. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we explore the aftermath of the Battle of Issus and the decline of the Persian Empire. The year was 333 BCE, and the consequences of the battle were far-reaching, shaping the course of history for centuries to come. As Alexander's army marched triumphantly into Syria and Phoenicia, capturing key cities such as Tyre and Gaza, the Persian Empire began to crumble. Darius III, who had fled the battlefield, eventually made his way to Babylon, where he attempted to regroup and rally his forces. However, his efforts were in vain, and he was eventually killed by one of his own satraps, Bessus, in 330 BCE. The death of Darius III marked the end of the Achaemenid Empire, which had once stretched from Greece to India. Alexander's empire, on the other hand, continued to expand, with the Macedonian king conquering Egypt, Babylon, and Persepolis, among other cities. The spread of Greek culture throughout the ancient world was a direct result of Alexander's conquests, as he established over 70 cities, including Alexandria in Egypt, which would become a major center of learning and culture. One of the most significant consequences of the Battle of Issus was the cultural exchange that took place between the Greeks and the Persians. As Alexander's army marched through the ancient world, they encountered various cultures, including the Egyptians, Babylonians, and Persians. This exchange had a profound impact on the development of art, architecture, and literature, as Greek and Eastern influences merged to create new and innovative styles. For example, the construction of the city of Persepolis, which was begun by Darius I and completed by his successors, was influenced by Greek architectural styles. The city's famous Apadana Palace, with its imposing columns and intricate carvings, is a testament to the cultural exchange that took place between the Greeks and the Persians. The Battle of Issus also had significant economic consequences, as trade routes and networks were established throughout the ancient world. The Silk Road, which connected China with the Mediterranean, was one such network, and it played a crucial role in the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures between East and West. As we reflect on the aftermath of the Battle of Issus, it is clear that this momentous event had far-reaching consequences for the ancient world. The decline of the Persian Empire and the rise of Alexander's empire marked the beginning of a new era of cultural exchange, conquest, and innovation, which would shape the course of history for centuries to come. In the words of the ancient Greek historian Herodotus, the Battle of Issus was a turning point in the history of the world, as it marked the end of the Persian Empire and the beginning of the Macedonian Empire, which would spread Greek culture and civilization throughout the ancient world. Join us next time as we explore the further conquests of Alexander the Great and the spread of Greek culture throughout the ancient world. As the great historian Edward Gibbon once said, "The history of empires is a story of rise and fall, of conquest and decline. But it is also a story of the enduring power of human creativity, innovation, and culture." The Battle of Issus is a testament to this enduring power, and its legacy continues to inspire and fascinate us to this day. Thank you for joining me on this journey through history, and I look forward to sharing more stories with you in the future. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.